But first off, Jack, Pac-12. It looked like they were going to announce a return at the end of last week. They had a CEO's meeting on Friday. They were potentially ready to announce on Saturday, but it didn't work out. There are reports from the Mercury News, LA Times, The Athletic that are going in all sorts of different directions. But just your takeaways, Jack, do you think that the Pac-12 can return to football this fall and really finish out on this?
I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Pac-12 shouldn't return this fall. You got the prime opportunity in spring to be the only conference playing. You don't have a system in place where you're really set for now. You're going to try to make up everything on the fly. I don't think you should return. Now, can they return? Yes. Obviously, they have a new sponsorship with Quidel, who's providing them with quick acting tests that should be able to prevent a lot of the infection. But as we've seen time and time again, under Larry Scott's leadership, the Pac-12 is scrambling. They're in last again. Now, while I think they shouldn't have come back, and I thought that was a smart decision at the time, if they are going to make the decision to come back, they should have had a plan for this when they first decided everything should have been canceled. They shouldn't have said, oh, that's it, we're done. Everything's gone. We won't even worry about maybe trying to come back. They always should have been looking for the earliest possible return date. I believe UCLA and Stanford were two of the main culprits that people were pointing out might not be ready to come back so early. But we've seen Ben Bolch from the LA Times and numerous others say that UCLA would be ready to practice. And the last real holdup is the Bay Area health officials that haven't given Stanford and Cal the clearance yet. Even so, anything more than an October 31st return is out of the question right now for the Pac-12. They can't do it earlier than that. And even after that, why would you want to return? You're not getting into the college football playoffs after this, not after other teams have 10, 11 games to prove themselves. I don't know, Sam, what are you thinking here? Do you think they could even come back?
I think it's inevitable. They're going to come back. But like you said, there's been a lot of drama. It hasn't been the cleanest way to do it. Obviously, not a good look for Larry Scott and the Pac-12. Just institutionally, it's a mess. We've known that for years, really. But this has been one of the instances that has showed that. I will say, though, as much as I would have liked the Pac-12 to have a plan, even when they said they canceled their season, you look at the Big Ten, and you were one of the many people who was criticizing the Big Ten, saying, oh, they're leaving the door open. That's not fair. They can't do that to fans and players because that's just going to incite conflict and argument and strikes and riots, and it did. And then the Big Ten, once they got their daily testing, they were ready to go, and they had a plan in place. So are you saying that you would have rather had all that drama and conflict that the Big Ten had in the Pac-12? Because you're the one earlier who said that wasn't the case, that you don't want that. So do you want them to have a plan and maybe make some people upset and cause a lot of confusion like happened in the Big Ten? Or do you want them to take their time? I'm not saying taking their time was best, but I mean, I think that some people just kind of have to see that this is a pandemic and stuff's going to happen.
There's a difference between having a plan ready in case things change and publicly teasing people along. You're the Big Ten, you're getting calls from the president saying, hey, maybe we should come back. You're getting athletic directors, head coaches saying, we didn't vote this way, we want it the opposite way. You got other athletic directors and head coaches saying, no, we can't come back, we're not ready to come back, we've been given this information. The Big Ten wasn't open about everything, about how their science was playing, about their vote. They didn't reveal till a few weeks later that it was an 11-3 vote in favor of postponing the games. The Pac-12 immediately came out and said, we're unanimous, that's fine. But they didn't even have in private, they didn't even have a plan in place to come back in case the public shifted, in case all the coaches, in case all the presidents in the universities wanted to come back. The Big Ten publicly did all this, and it wasn't a good thing. I don't think it was a good thing. You should have just privately, Larry Scott, a few athletic directors, a few presidents gone together, cobbled something together that they could have kept in-house so that when this inevitably happened, because a lot of people felt this was inevitable, you could just throw it out there like, boom, we have this plan. Larry Scott finally looks prepared. The Pac-12 is looking good. They're going to have an October 24th restart. They're going to be 7 games in, have a conference championship, have a chance to play for the college football playoff. While the Big Ten was scrambling over there, they had a couple separate meetings. They weren't able to just, put out a plan, a schedule right away. They had to wait a few days for that, that's fine. It's nice to just get things out of the way, I guess, like, hey, we're coming back, and then, hey, here's the schedule, teasing it along, having your head coaches go on to ESPN to talk about the new schedule. But it would have been really nice if the Pac-12 just said, boom, here you go. We're back, baby.